closes. The GAA Championship draws closer. Yesterday was another busy weekend. The whole weekend was busy in sport, of course, obviously. But who advanced closer to the Premiership title and who was crowned National Football League champions? Well, with us this morning to review all that is former double captain Collie Moran and, of course, Paddy Mulligan. Good morning, gentlemen. Collie, we'll start with you and we'll start with the matches yesterday. There wasn't really much hope for Mayo, was there? I mean, they seemed to get there and then they get a nosebleed. They didn't really put up much of a fight. Cork never looked like they were in trouble and looked like they had another gear if they needed it.
Yeah, and I thought Mayo had a genuine chance yesterday because they had quite a solid league campaign over the course of the spring. Only lost one game to Dublin, but really they didn't perform at all yesterday. And Cork, even though they were missing 5 first-team players, as you said, never even got out of third gear. They were just so comfortable from start to finish. What they did show was they have a lot of firepower up front, a lot of good scoring forwards, and they now are best positioned, I think, to challenge the dominance of Kerry and Tyrone for the Sam Maguire.
Normally in a game like that, you'd expect it to be a closer match and there'd be a turning point, but there wasn't really. I mean,
no, they got a couple of scores earlier on. Donnacha O'Connor was exceptional in the first half. He scored 5 points. Then Daniel Goulding took over in the second half, got a great goal and 5 points as well. So they had scores all over the park and just really in every sector they were dominant. Mayo took them very slow to get. They were very slow to get started. Missed a lot of chances at the start. Never recovered. Mark Ronaldson had a great chance for a goal that would have brought them back into it, but Conor Mortimer had a few points up front. But other than that, they were very disappointing.
The problem for O'Mahony now is how does he... At this stage, are Mayo carrying so much baggage that they're going to be the nearly men?
That's the point John O'Mahony made last week. He was saying this is a new Mayo team. There's lots of young players. It's unfair to tar them with the baggage of previous Mayo teams that came to Croke Park. But unfortunately, it was the same story. They didn't perform at all. Lots of bad shooting and very disappointing. Big psychological job for John O'Mahony now to get them right. They're going to Markievicz Park down in Sligo in the opening round of the Championship. Sligo are on a roll after winning Division 3, promoted to Division 2, and Kevin Walsh, I'd say he can't wait to see Mayo coming there.
Cork, Conor Coonahan's problem will be settling his lineup, because at this stage he looks like he's got he's kind of spoiled for choice.
That's it. Like, you look at the players they were missing yesterday: Canty, Miskela, Anthony Lynch, Pierce O'Neill, all top-class players. And he brought on guys yesterday like Nicholas Murphy and a couple of others, and they all performed well as well. So the key for Conor Coonahan now is yes, he has competition for places. That's going to keep everyone on their toes, but he needs to find the right balance now and a settled starting 15 ahead of the Championship. And
Cork are probably hoping as well that if they beat Kerry and Munster, because they're on the same side of the draw, that they don't meet them in Croke Park.
That's grand until we get to Croke Park.
Exactly, because they can't beat Kerry in Croke Park. You know, they can beat them in Fitzgerald Stadium.
Let's also talk about the other game that was on as well. Armagh and Down, and nice to see Stephen back with his shooting boots on again.
He was exceptional, you know, and last year he
was one of the classiest forwards. For the last 10 years he's been one of the classiest forwards.
Definitely. I think he made his debut in 2000 and he was a quality player then, but he was excellent yesterday, and he had a few injuries last year and probably didn't hit the standards that he's capable of, but yesterday it was just a joy to watch him.
Much more fire in this game as well, Collie, wasn't it? I mean, I know there's the northern rivalry and they tend to play a slightly more intense game against each other than they would, but I mean, there was plenty of tackles flying in.
There was. It was quite a negative game in the first half. Both teams played sweepers, 7 defenders, but then it opened up a bit in the second half and a very good finish to the game. Armagh, what they were famous for when they were so successful in 2002 to 2006 was really knowing how to win tight games, and they showed that, you know, very well yesterday against a young and inexperienced Down team. Malachi Mackin came on in midfield, gave them a big lift, scored 2 clever points and won a free as well that was converted, and just they controlled the game in those closing stages. Kernan around centre forward as well was stringing the passes.
What about Benny Coulter's goal?
Yeah, he's great as well, to see him back fully fit, because he had a lot of injuries last year and was carrying a bit of weight, but he's a lot trimmer yesterday, looked a lot sharper, and it was a fisted ball into the back of the net, the new rule. It's good to see the goalkeepers aren't as protected.
What about Daniel McCartan's red card? Hart?
No, it wasn't a big stamp or anything like that, but he did, you know, step on him, and once you do that, the umpire saw it straight away and reported it to the referee. So unfortunately, could be a costly one for him coming into the Championship.
Well, we know Armagh have class. Nice to see Down coming back again. It'll be interesting to see what James does with this team now. They're young, and I mean, he certainly got the drive, and of course he can actually show his All-Ireland medals to that generation. There's not too many
Exactly, and Down have been so disappointing for a county with the tradition that they have. All Ireland's in the 60s, the 90s. The last few
This
years,
is the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Their first All-Ireland in 1960 when they beat Kerry.
Yeah. And you look at them the last few years, like...
And of course, James's dad was part of that fifth half backline as well.
Forward,
yeah.
Apparently nobody ever passed him. At least not on